I've been sitting on this fabric for a long time now. Months ago, in a flurry of sewing idealism and passion, I went to the fabric store with my assistant Julia, got some really pretty fabric. 'Twas expensive, and we also didn't buy enough, so then we had to go back and buy more. Marla was coming up on being 1 year old, and I just thought it'd be so nice if she could have something with a bit more traditional Chinese flavor to it, and then I was like, obviously I should make something to match with her.
什么布？
Yeah, 你觉得什么布合适？
你看那个，可以杀人的。
Yeah, satin.
一些谁帮你做啊？
就我们做。
这样，
Okay.
这样
bias.
Yeah, on bias，这样好看一点。This is Valentino.
Yeah, Valentino.
I'm always like, what is that? The concept of making something with a traditional Chinese flavor to it also sent me down an internet rabbit hole. Nowadays, when it comes to traditional Chinese dress on the female form, most of the time people think of the cheongsam or qipao. The qipao is a pretty well recognized form, long, figure-fitting, one-piece garment, commonly with a mandarin collar and these Chinese frog fasteners that can really arrange in their ornateness. They get pretty next level. The interesting thing about the qipao being considered traditional Chinese dress is that it was actually developed in the 1920s. So though it's perceived as traditional, it's actually quite new and sits much closer to contemporary style than like the entire timeline of styles in Chinese dress. It's like as if the whole world saw 1920s flapper style as traditional American or traditional Western clothing. It also takes inspiration from the qizhuang, which is the ethnic clothing of a minority group in China, the Manchu. Though they're a minority group, they ruled China from 1611 to 1944, so that's why they had so much fashion influence. I'm by no means an expert on this subject matter. I'm just sharing the tumbles that I took down this internet rabbit hole. Basically, because the qipao is relatively modern and on top of that reflects a time where China was ruled by a minority group, there's now an added movement in the realm of Chinese traditional clothing, which focuses on the Han Chinese, which is the largest ethnic group. They make up the majority of people in China, and focuses on reaching further back into the timeline of Chinese dress. When you're reaching that far back into the timeline, there's many styles that can be considered traditional Chinese dress. There's like thousands of years of content. But there are a few common threads or essentials that seem pretty constant to the Hanfu look. Most commonly a robe or a jacket combined with a skirt. This would have been worn by both men and women. Out of curiosity, I then ordered a Hanfu pattern making book. The print quality is questionable, but the different designs and possibilities just kind of stirred up the imagination. I'm gonna start on the skirt just to hold up something that fits in the frame. This is the skirt piece from Marla, just one big rectangle. Julia helped me pin and press all the little pleats. We're going for a side pleat style. Oh, this color looks so good on the camera. Like so, right sides together, give them a twist. I'm going to press it like this. Julia's over here helping. Here it is in miniature version. I just gotta hem the bottom and attach some ties, and then it's ready to go around the waist. I'll use my neck as a model. This video is sponsored by my favorite online thrift store. It's ThredUp. This box is so much smaller than last time, but it's because we are thrifting for summer. Smaller, lighter items. In case you don't know, ThredUp is an online thrift store that makes it easy to find the brands that you love, all up to 90% off estimated retail. They even show the estimated retail price and then the price that you're gonna get, and then maybe a coupon code added on top of that. And the difference feels good. Personally, on top of loving that it's thrift, it's super easy to shop because you can filter by your size, silhouettes, brands, colors, material, all sorts of parameters. All of that makes it so much easier to find those thrift gems, and as you've seen from all the times I've worked with ThredUp in the past, I found a couple of gems. I'm quite proud of myself. I am going to show you some of my favorites from my latest haul, but if you've never shopped ThredUp before, you really should check it out. I've got a code to get you guys an extra 35% off your very first order, plus free shipping. Make sure you use code Wendy, okay? Okay, let me back this camera up a bit. First, actually, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, when it's super hot, all I want to wear is loose button-up shirts with bike shorts, and this is from Cocoon Collective. It's a little pajama shirt. I am partial to the pajama shirt look. I know it can sometimes look a little too casual, but this shirt stood out because the flower print, the dark shade, and then the non-white trim helped it to look a little more resort than sleep. Let me know if you agree. But this is estimated to be retail price $245, and with ThredUp I got it for $70.99. Every time I go on ThredUp, my strategy is to look through all the sections that interest me: dresses, tops, bottoms, shoes, accessories, purses, and just favorite everything that I like. And when I'm ready to check out, I look at my favorites and kind of give that as my final look before I'm like, yes, you guys are the one. The reason I'm saying this is because in very rare cases, something I favorited from a previous time is still available when I come back, and I think I favorited this back when it was winter, and she waited for me. I love this red dress so much. It just evokes joy. It's a helmet-laying dress. It's cotton. It's so cool and breathable. I knew it was going to be cotton because ThredUp displays that information when you're shopping. For me, the flower design seems to really tread the line of being fun, but also classy enough to not get tired of it. It hits just below my knees and is just like such an easy dress to wear. This is estimated retail price $530 because it's helmet laying, and on ThredUp I got it for $104.99. Okay, this next one, I feel like it's very outside my usual style zone. Something about the plaid and the mini dress aspect of it gave me a little bit of a Clueless feeling. There's sort of a plan to turn this into a top or a bodysuit instead of keeping it as a mini dress. Like, it's pretty mini. Feel free to vote. Top, bodysuit, keep the mini dress. As you can see, thanks to a little touch of Logomania, this is a dress by Opening Ceremony. The estimated retail price of this little sporty number, $395, and on ThredUp I got it for $87.99. Lastly, in past videos with ThredUp, I have often included that they also carry bags, accessories, scarves, shoes. I even covered that they have pretty cute kids clothes, but did you know they also have swimsuits? And in this case, I got a swimsuit from Marla. If you live in a place like me where there's 4 distinct seasons of the year, really you only get so many opportunities to wear swimsuits, so I'm very pro thrifting swimsuits, especially swimsuits for babies. Its estimated retail price is $70, but on ThredUp I got it for a mere good old $15.99. So if you've never checked out ThredUp, give it a look today. Don't forget to get that extra 35% off your first order plus free shipping with my code Wendy. Happy thrifting, and thank you ThredUp for sponsoring this video. Okay, I feel brave. We're gonna start with a skirt. Here's mine, a big rectangle. Julia helped press and pin all the little pleats so they can just be sewn into a waistband. For color inspo, I was a bit overwhelmed, but I did find this early Qing Dynasty set of paintings called the 12 Beauties of Yongzheng, which is a very valued piece of artwork in China because it depicts quiet, everyday life, something historians love to see. It captures a variety of clothing, hair, makeup, hobbies. It's like this rare little mini fashion magazine time capsule. So I took these as the color inspo, and at this point I really feel like I'm like a little pinball that entered the internet and bounced all around collecting bits of information, and now I've been spit out to create this project that has formed in my brain. Waistband attached to the big skirt now. There's so much fabric, and I keep thinking how people were doing this before the industrial sewing machine. I feel like I'm supposed to be counting my blessings, but it's still a lot of work even with us on 2 machines. So like, How were people doing this by hand? My fingertips are slowly turning orange. The measuring tape has become orange. Parts of my sewing machine are becoming orange. I'm not alarmed because I know I can usually get it off with some eraser, and then also over time it just fades naturally. I really need to get a full-length mirror in the sewing room. Wow, I feel teleported. Crazy how different clothing can make you feel. I feel like I'm ready for palace life, and this is only the bottom half. I don't even have accessories. Basically about 20 centimeters of overlap here in the back. Flows really nice too. Feels good. For the long shirt, I feel like this is the best way to show you the shape of the fabric that was cut. It's quite the beast. Back, neck hole, front. This is all duplicated for left and right side of the body. The first step is to join those huge left-right pieces down the center back seam. It's too hot for this. I'm like already sweating. Why do I look like Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
Chinese traditional edition. After the center back is attached, the sleeves can also be attached to everything right sides together, and then because this fabric frays a lot and sheds a lot of colorful little yarns, it's good to finish every single edge. With the collar, Julia was just pinning it along this open edge to get a sense of how long it needs to be. But we're gonna finish these front edges that overlap, trim the collar fabric so that it ends in alignment to this edge. That's all done to get this effect where the edge of the collar lines up with this pink edge, see? The only way to get it right is really just to trim it while lining it up. Just like the waistband, pin it right sides together so you can sew it shut and it's nice and clean at the end. For the belt, I brought out my fusible interfacing. I think this one's the right sturdiness. Just gonna add one layer between to give it a little bit more structure. The entire thing is folded so that it's right sides together, and I have these long pink straps Julia helped make so painstakingly. They're pinned in at the midpoint here and the midpoint here. Just gonna sew this whole thing shut and then leave a little gap to flip it open. And then, just like intro to sewing, shut the pillowcase by hand. This might be with Wendy first, can't quite recall. I think I might have to make this a two-parter. It's taken a lot to get to this point. I still don't feel 100 about this. I don't really often talk about when I just look at a project and I'm like, I don't know if it's working. On top of that, in case you forgot, there was that Valentino chiffon that still has not come into play. So I'm gonna take my time on this one, finish it proper. I guess I just try to make all my videos so satisfying that there's like a big finish line moment at the end, and the reality is this project is just not turning out that way. And I think that's a very real thing across all people who sew or make any project in the world, is that sometimes they just take a long time and it's okay to sit with it. Anyways, stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching. Also, don't forget to use my code Wendy to get 35% off your first ThreadUp order plus free shipping. Click the link in the description. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.